All right, so we're back for another deep dive.
Back again.
And today we are talking about some tennis.
Some tennis.
ATP Finals.
Big stuff.
Yeah, the big end-of-year tournament, right?
Exactly.
Where all the best players in the world,
Top 8.
top 8, battle it out to see who is
King of the Hill.
King of the Hill. Exactly. For the year. And,
That's the year.
you know, we were talking before we started recording
Yeah.
about how
A most unpredictable.
this year's ATP Finals might be the most unpredictable we've ever seen.
Yeah, in recent memory, for sure.
And I think a lot of people going in thought Alcaraz was going to
Run away with it.
run away with it. He's going to dominate.
Yeah, he had a phenomenal year.
He had a phenomenal year, won Wimbledon, won the French Open.
I mean, he's #1 in the world for a reason.
Number 1 in the world for a reason.
But this tournament's off to a really strange start.
Very strange start.
Because as you alluded to,
He lost his first match.
Yeah.
And he didn't just lose.
he got trounced
He got tranced.
by Casper Ruud.
And I think a lot of people are wondering what happened there, right?
Yeah, huge upset.
Huge upset. And so we're gonna take a deep dive into this match. What happened?
What happened?
Was it just a fluke, or
Yeah.
you know, are there some
Deeper things at play.
deeper things at play here?
Yeah.
So I think the first thing we have to talk about is
Alcaraz's health?
Alcaraz's health wasn't at 100%.
Not 100%, no.
I know he even said himself that
He was feeling under the weather.
he was feeling under the weather.
I think before he even got to Turin, he was saying that he wasn't feeling great, and
It's interesting because he
I'm
did
not going to specific that.
he mentioned some stomach issues, right?
Some stomach issues.
Which
not fun.
I mean, anybody who's had like a stomach bug knows that.
Yeah, it just throws everything off.
It throws everything off.
Your energy levels are depleted, you're not thinking clearly, and
Absolutely.
for a professional athlete to try to perform at the highest level with something like that going on,
It's got to be tough.
it's got to be really tough.
And I'm not taking anything away from Casper Ruud. I think
Oh yeah, he played great.
Ruud played phenomenal tennis.
Yeah,
But I think Alcaraz's health was definitely
a factor.
a factor in this match.
For sure.
And I think the other thing we got to talk about is
Indoor courts.
the indoor courts. Yeah,
This was Alcaraz's first real taste
first time.
of indoor tennis at this level.
And he even admitted that he felt a little
Out of sorts.
out of sorts, a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, he's used to playing on clay. He's used to playing on grass.
Outdoors.
Outdoors, where the ball bounces a little higher,
Yeah,
the courts are a little slower, and
Different thing.
indoors is just a completely different game.
completely different.
The ball stays so low, it skids through the air faster, and
Got to adjust everything right.
you got to adjust your footwork. You got to adjust
Your shot.
the way you hit the ball, the spin you put on the ball,
It's
and
strategy.
your strategy completely. So
I mean, it takes time
it takes time even for the best
to
players
adjust to that.
to make that transition.
Absolutely. And I think,
But while Alcaraz was struggling,
while Alcaraz was struggling to find his rhythm,
Casper Ruud was just embracing the moment.
you could see it. He was
And
like,
he was feeling it.
this is my house,
Exactly. He was playing with so much confidence. And
and he's feeding off the energy of the crowd.
it's funny how momentum works in tennis, right?
It's crazy.
You get on a roll, you win a couple points in a row, and suddenly
You're unstoppable.
you're unstoppable.
Especially, I mean, and you think about a win against someone like Alcaraz,
Yeah.
who is the top player in the world,
The young phenom
the young phenom.
that does something to your confidence.
Huge boost.
Huge boost. And Ruud's no stranger to success at the ATP Finals either.
No, he was the runner-up last year.
Yeah, he made it all the way to the final.
So he's been there before.
So he knows what it takes to win at this tournament.
He's not intimidated by the stage.
Not at all.
I want to talk a little bit about the stats of the match.
Yeah, let's dive into the numbers.
Because I think they really paint a picture of what happened.
They really do.
One of the things that jumped out at me was the unforced errors.
Oh, yeah.
Alcaraz had 26 unforced errors
To Ruud's 10.
to Ruud's 10, which is
A massive difference. I mean,
Yeah.
in tennis, unforced errors are basically giving your opponent free points.
it's like shooting yourself in the foot.
Exactly.
And I think that really speaks to maybe
Big pressure he was feeling.
the pressure he was feeling, maybe some of the fatigue from not being
100% healthy.
100% healthy.
And potential.
That indoor court,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not having that feel for the surface yet.
Not having that feel yet.
And I think the other stat that's really interesting is break points.
Oh, yeah, breakpoint conversion.
Ruud converted all 4 of his breakpoint opportunities,
All 4.
whereas Alcaraz, I think, only converted 1.
I think so. And that's just
That's huge in tennis.
huge.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have a chance to break your opponent's serve, you got to capitalize.
You can't capitalize.
And Ruud did.
He's ruthless.
Absolutely. And you could see it in Alcaraz's body language, too.
Yeah, he was getting frustrated.
He was getting frustrated.
He was missing shots that he normally makes.
Shots that he makes in his sleep, you know?
Yeah, he was just not himself.
And then on top of everything we've already talked about,
Yeah.
Alcaraz himself admitted
Yeah.
that he was mentally tired.
Yeah, he said he was feeling drained.
And it's understandable.
The long season,
It's a long season. These guys are playing week in, week out.
traveling all over the world,
And then, this tournament is,
back-to-back-to-back matches.
right, it's just relentless.
Very little time to recover.
So, I mean,
Even if you're 100% healthy,
yeah,
just the mental grind of it all
can take its toll.
can really wear you down
And we all relate to that.
in our own lives.
Right, like when you're working on a big project
Or you're studying for an exam.
or you're just juggling a million things.
Yeah, you get to that point where you're just mentally fried
You're just spent. And, you can't imagine having to go out there
and perform at the highest level.
against the best in the world.
Yeah, so you got to give Alcaraz some credit
Oh, absolutely.
for even
stepping on the court.
stepping on the court and competing.
Right,
Because a lot of players
would have
thrown in the towel.
thrown in the towel, says,
Right.
you know what, I'm not feeling it.
I need a break.
I need a break. But
He's a competitor.
Alcaraz is a competitor,
He's a fighter.
and he's young.
He's young.
So I think,
He's got a lot of years ahead of him.
oh yeah, and I think, we're going to see how he bounces back.
Yeah,
Because
because
this isn't over yet.
no, it's just the beginning.
It's just the beginning, right,
The tournament.
of the tournament. And
Alcaraz is still in it.
he's still in it, but
He's got his work cut out for him.
he does have his work cut out for him. And just to add another layer of
Of difficulty?
difficulty, the other match in his group,
Oh, yeah.
Alexander Zverev,
Dismantled Andrey Rublev.
he absolutely dismantled Rublev.
Straight sets.
Straight set,
Dominant performance.
which is not.
And Zverev's playing some great tennis right now.
He's on fire.
He just won the Paris Masters.
He's a former champion here at the ATP Finals.
Yeah, he's won this tournament before.
So, I mean, you gotta
I'm
think
feeling good.
he's feeling good about his chances.
Yeah.
And just as a reminder,
Yeah.
only the top 2 players from each group advance
To the semifinals.
into semifinals.
So this loss puts Alcaraz in a tough spot.
It puts him in a tough spot.
It's got to win his next 2 matches
Yeah.
to have any chance of moving on.
So
So
it'll be interesting to see how he responds.
pressure is on now, right?
Yeah, the pressure's on.
I think, this whole thing has really made me think about
Yeah.
how much experience on a specific surface
Matters.
really matters.
In professional tennis.
In professional tennis, because you think about
Like Rafael Nadal on clay.
Nadal on clay.
It's like he's playing a different sport.
He's unbeatable.
He's unbeatable
Or you think about Federer,
on
grass.
On grass.
It's like poetry in motion.
It's beautiful to watch.
Because he owns the court.
And I wonder if
Yeah.
Alcaraz can develop that same level of mastery
On indoor courts.
on these indoor courts.
Because it's clearly a challenge for him right now.
It is, and it's going to be fascinating to watch how he adapts,
Evolves his game.
evolves his game over the next couple of years
Yeah.
to see if he can, conquer this
This final frontier.
final frontier.
Because if he can,
Yeah.
he's going to be
Unstoppable.
un-
Unstoppable.
Yeah, that's the big question.
Can he do it?
Only time will tell.
Only time will tell. We'll be watching.
We'll be here for every serve and volley.
Every serve and volley. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
Always a pleasure.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.